First at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, Black Jewel's bankruptcy was felt across county and state lines and drew support and attention from around the world. We learned today the saga that has taken a toll on so many may finally come to an end. WYMT's Connor James has more from Cumberland.
This now vacant lot where Black Jewel employees stood together along these railroad tracks in unison with one mission: get what was owed to them. And now it looks like they will. We've learned that Black Jewel LLC has agreed to pay $5.47 million to the employees that did not get a paycheck and had money taken from their bank accounts between June 10th and July 1st. This will go to miners in Kentucky, Virginia, and West Virginia. So here we are 3 months later, and now miners tell me it truly does look like there is a light at the end of a tunnel, a light many did not think they would ever see.
No, actually, I never thought we'd ever see a dime of it whatsoever.
He said,
really, I didn't.
He's always been pessimistic about this. He never thought we'd get it.
No, it's like I said, it's been a long time, and we'll take what we get and be happy.
Now, it's important to note that if you are one of those Black Jewel miners, Black Jewel will be sending the paycheck to the last address they had for you while you were employed for them. Nonetheless, it looks like months of not having answers may finally be over for these former miners here in Harlan County. I'm in Cumberland, Connor James, WYMT Mountain News.
And it was another beautiful fall-like day here in the mountains. We saw that yesterday as well. Hopefully you got out and enjoyed it, because the next couple days, well, we're going to see some big changes here in the mountains. We'll go ahead and take you to a few of those cameras looking along Interstate 75 in London. Plenty of sunshine, really not a cloud in the sky. Looking into downtown Whitesburg, seeing much of the same story. Those beautiful blue skies and those leaves starting to change a little bit as well. But it's been clear throughout the day, but we are bringing in some more changes as we head into tonight. Clouds actually start to increase. Rain chances don't increase until a little bit later on your Friday, but we are going to be tracking the system starting Friday all the way through the weekend. Soggy conditions do return. You see where that cooler air is. 57 Indianapolis, 47 St. Louis, 70 still into Louisville, down into Nashville, and even those upper 60s, lower 70s here in the mountains. 68 into Jackson, 69 Prestonsburg, 64 Williamsburg, nice 67 over into Harlan. So those cloudy chances those clouds start to increase a little bit later tonight. Soggy weather though returns Friday and into the weekend. After that, we are tracking another big cool down that could impact some Halloween plans as well. I'll have more on that coming up in just a little bit.
All right, Paige, thank you. A Clay County church had several guitars stolen from them a few weeks ago. And this week, they also learned checks were stolen during that burglary. WYMT's Lauren McCourt has more.
2 weeks ago here in Clay County, a church had 6 guitars stolen, and just a few days ago they found out they also had checks stolen as well. When members at Garrett Holiness Church first realized they were broken into, the only thing they believed were missing were a few $100s from the kids' ministry and 6 of their guitars.
Just, I guess, went in and probably, needed money for drugs or stuff. Went in and got her guitars.
But on Monday, they received a call about a man forging a check from the church for $150.
We discovered a Joshua Jarvis had in his possession several of the church's checks.
Now, the sheriff's office does say they have arrested one guy involved in the burglary, and they plan on arresting a couple more. In Clay County, Lauren McCourt, WYMT Mountain News.
We'll have more on this later tonight, and police say if you have any information, you should call the Clay County Sheriff's Department. Well, do you have any prescription drugs that you are no longer using or just don't want in your house? Saturday, the DEA, Kentucky State Police, and Walmart are teaming up for the 18th Drug Take-Back Day. Last April's netted more than 13,000 pounds of unwanted narcotics. The goal is to get potentially dangerous things off the street.
If they can get those out of their homes and away from children and kind of alleviate that danger, then it's obviously a good way to assist the community in doing that.
Now it is from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. Saturday, and this year they are also accepting vaping products as well. We'll have more on this at 5:30. Members of Congress gathered for a final farewell to Representative Elijah Cummings on Capitol Hill today. His casket arrived for a memorial service where the congressman will lie in state. Cummings died last Thursday from cancer. He served Maryland's 7th congressional district from 1996 until his death. Cummings was also a civil rights advocate. His funeral is tomorrow in Baltimore. President Donald Trump is turning to fellow Republicans to push back against the Democrat-led impeachment inquiry. Senate Republicans introduced a resolution today condemning House Democrats for conducting closed-door depositions as part of the inquiry. Yesterday, House Republicans staged a protest storming the secure briefing room where the interviews were happening.
To urge the House Democrats to give the same rights to President Trump as Clinton and Nixon had, to not do this behind closed doors.
Democrats say the closed-door hearings are standard and necessary to keep witnesses from coordinating their testimony. They say following the investigation, public hearings will follow. A Russian news agency says Kurdish forces started leaving northern Syria, with Russian troops moving to enforce a ceasefire along the Turkish border. President Trump lifted sanctions against Turkey as a reward for making a deal with Russia to stop the fighting. He says he is fulfilling a campaign promise to get out of conflicts in the Middle East. We are learning more about the dozens of people who were found dead in the back of a semi-truck yesterday in the United Kingdom. Police say the 31 men and 8 women were all Chinese citizens. Right now, authorities are not calling this a case of human trafficking, but for years, migrants tried to reach the UK by hiding in the back of trucks. Police are holding the 25-year-old driver on suspicion of murder.
This is an appalling crime. It challenges our understanding of humanity.
Detectives are trying to determine how the 39 people became locked inside the container. Investigators are urgently trying to find any organized crime group that may have played a role. Let's head over to Wall Street now on this Thursday afternoon. The Dow closes down today more than 28 points. More than 300 junior girls from high schools in Pike County gathered at the University of Pikeville today for an Eastern Kentucky Strong meeting. Those involved say the event, now in its 3rd year, celebrates female empowerment by showing them the opportunities they have to break the glass ceiling. The day includes breakout sessions to teach specific lessons to the students, mixing the students to allow them to meet new people. Mary Beth Stiltner, one of the organizers, says the event is not just about one day, it's about the days to come.
To provide them with resources, opportunities, and information so that they know that the sky is the limit and anything that they want to achieve, they can.
The theme of the event was Alice in Wonderland, representing the journey each lady is taking. Straight ahead on First at 4, by now you probably know President Trump is coming to Lexington. Hear from the Richmond mayor about what it's like having the president in town.
And rain chances will increase as we head into your Friday and into the weekend. We'll break down that forecast coming up.